Well, Mus, I know you have kids, and
Yes.
making sure that they are on top of things with school and everything like that is probably top priority.
Yes, it can be difficult,
Yeah.
especially because I have to use Google a lot when I'm like, just give me 1 second, I know exactly what the answer to that question is.
Yeah. Well, 6 months ago, 5 Eyewitness News anchor and my former co-host, Chris Egert, told us about his son, Dakota, and Dakota was having, like a lot of kids, a little struggle in school, and Chris talked to us about why he wanted to enroll Dakota in the LearningRx program. So we're so happy to say, and Dakota's just the sweetest, that he is going to graduate from the program tomorrow.
Oh, that is awesome.
Oh, but there's been a lot of hard work happening behind the scenes. So TCL's Chanhassen checked back in with the family and shares his amazing results.
9-year-old Dakota Egert is celebrating the beginning of summer at the Big Thrill Factory, and he's celebrating a successful school year thanks to a program called LearningRx.
It's been helping a lot. It's pretty fun. 17, 18.
For just over 6 months, he and his family have dedicated their weeknights to the program.
They're working with this brain trainer, this one person, the same person every time, four days a week for an hour and 15 minutes.
And this brain training, the relationship with his trainer, and that extra push has changed this 9-year-old.
One of the other parents came to me and said, yeah, our son was talking about the smart kids in class, and he was talking about how they look up to Dakota, and he's a smart kid in class. And I'm like trying to pump Dakota up. I'm like, you want to be the smart kid. The funny kid's fine. You need to be the smart kid. And I think he gets that now.
Dakota's parents say he used his great sense of humor to cover up his struggles in math and reading. What was difficult about school?
I didn't really, I sometimes just didn't get that much about math. I wasn't very good at math, and then I got better at focusing. I usually talked with my friends a lot, and LearningRx really helps with my focusing.
You know, like there's that story, the little engine that could. I think I can. There was no I think I can. Like Dakota would be on the train, he'd like, I'm getting off. I mean, he wouldn't even try.
But this brain training changed his focus and in turn gave him a huge confidence boost. What's your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject is reading. I'm ahead of everybody in reading. I guess I'm pretty good at it.
And his confidence is just, I mean, it's unbelievable. His teacher will tell us all the time that she's like, he's a classroom leader now, and he'll help other kids with things.
When he raises his hand now in class, he will help another student, like one of his classmates. He never did that before. At first, I really didn't, I'm like, I'm not really sure. I was skeptical. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
But Dakota won't have to. That's because the LearningRx program is designed to make sure those gains stay with you, even over summer break.
You do it once, and that's it. There isn't this going back 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I mean, it's changed his brain, it's changed his confidence, and here we are getting ready to go into 4th grade, and he can't wait.
Great story.
I love it. So LearningRx Executive Directors Rich Frieder and Baird Johnson are here. Hi guys, welcome back. Nice to have you here. Okay, I mean, I know that this is the story that you see over and over again. So is this pretty typical?
Honestly, it's very typical.
Yeah.
I mean, Dakota, you could see he's a change in confidence. His cognitive skills went up, his IQ went up, but the way, Kate talked about his confidence and Chris, that's what we see, because when you get these kids, you get them beyond what's challenging them, you just see them open up, and it opens up the world.
And even, I know Dakota didn't necessarily at the very beginning of this want to talk about it, or talk about with his friends that he was, trying to figure out a way to just get right on track with school, and now he is just bursting at the seams.
Right. And that is what we see. I mean, he's been working hard for 6 months. I mean, this is not easy. It takes that day after day, but that's what builds the confidence. It's not that we're telling them they're smart. They actually see themselves getting better through it.
What's the breakthrough like that you see in these kids, like where all of a sudden there's just like
light bulb
the switch that goes, and not only that, I mean, with parents who are kind of, going into this going, geez, I'm not really sure and skeptical, and then all of a sudden it works for everybody.
Yeah, it does. And usually you don't know exactly, everyone's different, but a lot of times the first few weeks are hard because they're working through it, they're having to struggle, but there is usually a turning point, and it can be at any point. But like with with Dakota, it was all about, it was a point where his teacher actually commented, wrote back to Kate and said, oh, his reading is just taken off, his fluency gains. And you could just see from there it started to crescendo.
That is so cool. Okay, so Rich, talk about this idea, and Kate mentioned that, okay, this is it. He got the training. This is not going to be something he has to go back through every year. How does it stay with you?
Well, part of the reason is it's not tutoring, so it's not content. We're actually working on underlying skills.
Yeah.
So it's almost like learning how to ride a bike. right? Once, it might be hard to learn and it takes repetition and working at it. Once you have it, you don't lose the skill.
You're good to go.
And so, like Baird mentioned, it's the intensity, the repetition of doing it is actually changing the way the brain functions. We're creating stronger, more efficient neural pathways, and that sticks. You don't lose that. In fact, I mean, we have it anecdotally, but we also measure the results. So we do an assessment when kids or adults are done with the program, but also an assessment a year after they complete it and have a 98% retention rate.
Now,
So you don't
these,
lose it.
These kids and these families, they're done at the school, they graduate from the school. I'm sure the stories stay with you, but then these families stay with you guys as well.
Oh,
don't they?
absolutely, yeah. I mean, we've been open, you know, almost 6 years now in the Twin Cities. And what's really fun about that is seeing now, you know, kids that we've worked with 5 years ago, going to college, graduating from high school, where it stayed with them, they're really succeeding. It's really satisfying.
Okay, we have one of them here right now because Connor has been featured on Twin Cities Live before, and Connor and his dad Lee are in our audience. Hi, you guys. Nice to see ya. So Connor was enrolled in LearningRx in 8th grade, just graduated from Prairie Lake High School, and Connor has a big announcement about what he is going to be doing next year that maybe didn't think it was possible for a while. What do you got, Connor?
Well, I was going to be attending college in Hawaii.
And what are you going to do?
I was going to study marine biology.
Oh my gosh,
Well,
that
that
is
is
awesome.
awesome.
Congratulations.
I'm sorry about Hawaii. It's a lot like Prairie Lake, but you know, Hawaii, that will be kind of nice.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And Dad Lee is thinking he might have to plan a winter visit. I have a feeling that the family will be spending Christmas in Hawaii. Lee, what has it been like to see your son succeed?
Well, it's obviously really gratifying, and going to college and being accepted at college is great. And I know that a lot of that is due to the RX program.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Well, Lee,
We're always so proud of our children, and we want the most for them and stuff like that. But for them to overcome and have Connor, you know what his challenges were, you knew what he was up against and how hard he had to work. It's got to be that much more gratifying.
No, it really is, and the relief from having to do homework every night is kind of nice too.
love it. Well, Lee, happy birthday. We heard it's your birthday.
Yes,
Happy
it is.
birthday,
Thank you.
Lee. And
We
thank
got
you so
cupcakes
much,
outside
Connor.
for
I
me.
know.
Yeah.
You can have cupcakes. Rich Baird, thanks for coming by, and thanks
Thanks for
for
having us.
sharing all these stories. If you're wondering if LearningRx could help you or someone in your family, it's not just limited to kids either. Adults can go too. Call today and find out. Call this week and mention Twin Cities Live for a $75 assessment. And we want to thank LearningRx for sponsoring this show. Dakota, we're so proud of you. We'll